I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
In our recent conversation about the Mission Inn, I made the little joke that California culture sounded like a contradiction in terms. Nobody ever thinks of California, especially Southern California, as being a bastion for the arts. Just the movies, a lot of shoot-em-ups and space sagas. Well, in fact, there are very good artists in Southern California. A number of them, in fact, writers, people of letters, if you will, in the Inland Empire. There's a group called the Pomona Valley Writers Association. They even have a book out of some of the poems that they put together. We're going to meet a representative of the Pomona Valley Writers Association in just a few moments.
Hello, my name is Patricia Almazan. My family and I have lived in Upland, California for the past 29 years. We used to enjoy many afternoon antique shopping trips in the Pomona Valley area. I've been given the opportunity to share a wonderful short story with you today about the Pomona Valley Writers Association, a very special group of talented writers that entered my life in the mid-'80s when I was rewriting a novel from fiction to nonfiction. Experiencing a bit of writer's block, my husband happened to see a write-up in the local paper about the Pomona Valley Writers Association, and I decided to go check it out. At the first meeting, I was impressed with the group's enthusiasm for the written word. When I learned this group had been in existence for over 52 years, and that one of their first guest speakers had been the famed author-poet Carl Sandburg, I knew this was a group of people I'd like to be involved with. After joining, I was elected to various positions on the board, and soon after elected the president. At first, I didn't know what I was doing, what I had gotten myself into. This was definitely a new adventure for me. All I knew was that I was amidst a group of very talented individuals who were seeking some kind of guidance to get their work into print. One of the great things about our writers group was that we were all in sync on the we, us page instead of the I, me. We all enjoyed listening to each other's work, be it a poem or a body of work they intended to get published, and others for the sheer joy of writing. We were an encouraging group, always motivating one another. We shared ups and downs of being fledgling writers. The one point I always stressed was not to allow the word rejection to be a negative, but rather a positive that confirmed the writer was serious about his work and getting it, his or her work, getting it submitted and ultimately published. I promoted the members to bring in their rejection slips and hold them up as a badge of honor. This would, in turn, prompt lively discussion about the many famous authors who were in our shoes at one time, unknowns, who received numerous rejection letters themselves. But they didn't give up, and they went on not only to become renowned authors, but quite prolific ones, such as Stephen King. It was truly a privilege and a pleasure to sit amidst so much wonderful talent, and all of us agreed that we needed to do something to bring our 52-year-old club to some attention, notoriety, to allow all of our members to finally see their work in print, in a book, to see their name glow on the printed page. The best suggestion we came up with as a group was to do a collective work of poetry. It was an amazing process. It took us 2 long years to bring the Pomona Valley Writers' first publication to fruition. We learned the tedious process of incorporation, copyright, printing, selection of the book, the binding, the cover materials. Next would be an even grander task to undertake, that of fundraising for this first ever project. Fortunately, we had one member, George Newberry, who had celebrity contacts and was very generous in sharing his famous friends for our fundraising banquets. We all enjoyed famous celebrities who graciously contributed poems to our first anthology. We enjoyed celebrities such as Iron Eyes Cody of Western movie fame and his famous environmental commercial where he drives home his concern for keeping our country litter-free. We enjoyed the talented Maxine Andrews of the Andrews Sisters, versatile Virginia O'Brien of the MGM Golden Age of musicals. Then there was Chris Costello, daughter of famed comedian Lou Costello. Madge Bellamy of the silent film era. She was a real delight and thoroughly enjoyed being a contributor to our anthology. We enjoyed great speakers, authors like Whitney Stein, biographer of Betty Davis, and John Stephen, mystery writer, to name a few. These individuals not only helped with our fundraising, but they were also a great inspiration to our writers. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the sincere support we enjoyed and appreciated at every banquet, and that was Stevie Wonder's mom, Lulu Hardaway. She was always at our fundraisers to cheer us on, a great lady. Finally, when Expressions of the Soul became a reality, we went into high gear promoting it. The icing on the cake was our writers experiencing the fun of first-time authors, book signings at our local mall, interviews, newspaper coverage. We had a great time basking in our success that we all worked hard to achieve. We were also thrilled when 14 area librarians gathered at the members' home, George Newberry, to accept our book into their library. That was a thrill for all of us. This is the little book, Expressions of the Soul. It's an anthology of community people that really, really enjoyed the art of writing. And this little book brought so much pleasure, not only to the fledgling writers that some went on to be very good writers and well published, but it was a comfort to all of our members who were interested in writing, and their families enjoyed seeing their name in print, and they enjoyed seeing their name in print, and it gave so much pleasure to so many people. So this group, really for the first time, I think, in their history, was the most active. We got a lot of writers from this group, and they went on to not only publish for the public, but they went on to continue their writing for their personal worth and just for the sheer joy of writing. So it was a great experience for all of us. We gave back to the community gave to us. There was so much inspiration and love, and so many things depend on the written word. And when we're sitting at our breakfast table and we're reading the newspaper, or we're looking at our cereal box, every word comes from the mind of an author. They put that together, and everything we read is dependent upon the word. So I think having writers groups and people who are interested in getting into writing, they can phone their local library to start with, and if they don't find anything there, they can step up to the plate and get a group of people, maybe some of the colleges you could go to and advertise, and just get groups of people and learn to write and communicate, because that's how this world is run. And with the introduction of computers, that's a whole set of new writers and bloggers, and ways to make this world a better place to live is through writing and communicating. So it's been an absolute addition to my life that I will forever be grateful and thankful for.